Hello, I'm Celina Chocron, and I'm going to talk about the research that I did. The research that I selected is called Reading Comprehension Profiles on High-Functioning Students on the Autism Spectrum by Pamela Williamson, Christina Carnahan, and Jennifer Jacobs. The purpose of this study is to explain how individuals with ASD interact with text and how they make meaning from the text. The researchers affirm that it is known that the unique characteristic of individuals with ASD affect their reading comprehension, but it's important to understand how they interact with text so we can help them. I selected this particular research article because I am a teacher for students with special needs. I work in several schools as a support facilitator, where I help students to improve their reading and math skills. I could experience that reading comprehension is a big challenge for students with ASD. By knowing more about new researches related to students with autism, I could make more effective individual intervention plans. Usually, school follows intervention plans based on the reading academic level, but not based on the reading profile, which could make a huge difference. The context of the research was in a private school for special needs students in Midwestern state. The sample were 15 students between the ages 7 and 13 years old who have verbal communication skills so they can communicate with the researchers, medical diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder, and a reading comprehension level of pre-primer or higher. The research design that they used was a grounded theory approach, where the data was collected first, then they analyze, and then they collect the data again, and they create a theory. They use observations, questionnaires, audio recording, and questions during the Think Aloud session during the reading instructions. There are two major findings in this study. The first finding is related to the question of how individuals with autism interact with text. The analysis of the data resulted in 3 reading profiles, which explain how students with ASD interact with the text and the level of understanding. The second finding was related to the question, so what influences autism? What influences comprehension? They found that there are several factors that influence reading comprehension, such as CI processing, text factors, action strategies, knowledge differences, and language differences. I consider that being a qualitative research, it was a very good design, but there are a lot of details that they took into consideration to ensure internal and external validity. But there are still some points that I will change and I will delete to improve the research. I will keep the sample method, but I will eliminate the range between 7 and 13 years old. I consider that is a big range. I will choose more students with a range of 2 years in relation to the academic reading level. For example, I will choose a group of students between 1st and 3rd grade and another group between 4th and 6th grade. Also, I will choose an equal variety of gender and ethnicity. They have more males than females. Moreover, I will add a better definition of high-functioning students with ASD to be able to choose those students from the population. This definition will be based on IQ and language differences. By limiting the ages into 2 groups, having equal amount of genders, I could control better the extraneous variables, which could affect the results of the study. It might be harder to choose this sample, but it will be worth it. And at last, I will duplicate the study in different schools to be able to generalize findings and leave an open window for intervention research plan based on the findings. In relation to the method of collecting data, I will conduct the observation as a participant observer, but I will not state the purpose of the study, and I will conduct the investigation as a natural ESC support to avoid as much as it could be possible the observed effect. I will change the type of research from qualitative to a mix where I will use both instrumentation to get more objective results and to facilitate data. I think that analyzing qualitative data is a hard process and always has some time of subjectivity, but it is also give valuable information. For example, I will add multiple choice instruments, rating scales, checklist observation form, or performance checklists. All these instruments will be tabulated and coded for analysis, and I will try to eliminate the subjectivity of the content analysis. I know that this type of research is harder and demands more energy and a more experience in research, but I will try to find an expert on research to guide me with the process. I believe that sometimes it's better to work harder and be patient with the research, but the results will be more accurate, which could benefit a larger population. Thank you.